So you want to record your Xbox, but you don't have a capture card. What do? Well, you use the Xbox app, remote play it, and record in your OBS. Very simple. You may not need the rest of this tutorial if it seems simple enough to you, but join me in the rest of this video as we get into the good, the bad, and the quirky. So this is for those of you that don't have a capture card, but want to record your Xbox via OBS, like we're about to do. This one's kind of an obvious thing for most people, so, you know, we're using the Xbox app. If you know that already and it's redundant, you don't need this video, but want to know the reasons, the benefits, and the explanation, you've come to the right place. Capture cards are expensive. Elgatos are running, what, probably like 150. Nobody wants to shell out that kind of cash, myself included. So the benefits of this are you don't need a capture card. The disbenefits, negatives, the negatives of it are that it's more intensive on your computer. Also, if you have some laggy internet, that's not gonna really be good. And there's still always a chance for it to pixelate, screen tear, and stuff. But if you guys have been watching my recent videos and been seeing a lot more of it, it's honestly been more my computer that's the problem, not the app and method itself, because it used to work a lot better. What you're gonna need is your Xbox. You need an Xbox, obviously. Xbox One or Series console will work. And you're gonna need some kind of computer. I use a laptop. Both you wanna have connected to the internet via an Ethernet cable, and you're gonna use the fancy little Xbox app here. You're gonna open up the Xbox app. You'll be signed into your account. You want to be on the same network on both, but if you're plugged into the same Ethernet port or router, words are hard, yeah, you should be good to go. You're gonna click on this little thing here, gonna hit, that's my console. We're gonna press on that. Now my computer's running OBS and recording, so it might be a little slow, but it's gonna do that. And boom. Well, and boom, you're in. All right, there we go. So my controller is plugged into my console currently. My headphones that I'm using as my mic are plugged into my computer. The benefits of this are I can use this as a pass-through for my mic, and it'll talk right into the party, like so, without my controller being plugged in. You can also record game chat if you need to or want to, so that works out nicely too. For certain games, like Fortnite and Power World seem to be my prime culprits. You can't have your controller just plugged into your console. You want your computer, you want the controller actually connected to your computer so it reads all the inputs correctly and doesn't like spaz out. So that's just like a workaround I have, because your computer can be the pass-through to your console for your controller as well, but you don't necessarily have to do it for all games. I mainly like keeping the controller to my console because there's a little bit less lag, and if there's any like spikes of lag in your internet or whatever, you know, you don't have to worry about it affecting your full play style, even though you're screwing yourself over with audio. So SnowRunner's a prime example of a finicky one too. We go in here, this is my favorite one to use. So there's a lot of downsides to this. We're gonna have a discussion a little bit. So the tutorial side's done. That's basically how you do it. It's easy. You need an Xbox app, and you need the that's all you need, and you just have OBS record your Xbox window. But I mean, that's like pretty self-explanatory. This when you get to start screen on a lot of games, you get stuck. It won't like let you press A to start. I mean, you could just plug your controller into the computer and that would solve the problem. Alternatively, a little thing I use to work around with SnowRunner: turn your controller off, wait like 5 seconds, turn your controller back on, and it's not gonna work, so I'm gonna look like an idiot. So it's 50-50. I used to have that issue a lot. At this point, I don't even bother with that anymore. I just stop the mirroring or the streaming to my thing, and then turn it back on again once I'm on the title screen, because once you're in the game, it's fine. It just doesn't like to work. But there you go. That's how you do it. That's some of the quirks. I mean, you don't have to suffer with audio issues as much, I would say. Although I suppose a capture card, I don't know. My buddy Josh, or iLegendary FX, if you know him, he has a Elgato, and his setup just sounds like a nightmare by comparisons. I would say this is a lot simpler. It's a great way to start out, but it has its own little quirks, so there's your warnings. If you have any questions down below or any suggestions in the comments, please let me know. And thank you for tuning in. Have a great day, everybody. Also, I forgot to mention 2 other quirks before I end the video. One of them, the mouse will randomly appear sometimes on your Xbox and won't go away until you restart your whole setup. That's usually caused by your remote play like disconnecting and reconnecting really fast. And another thing that sometimes causes issues is when you disconnect your remote play, it likes to not read your controller properly anymore once you disconnect it. So yeah, have fun, everybody.